Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. I'm a big fan of the Jam. I love Paul Weller. I love everything he does. The guy is a genius. Well, I was really upset when they broke up. And, I didn't realize that Paul Weller was going to go on and create another fantastic group called the Style Council, which I also just really felt, in my mind, the best band of the 80s. But I want to go back to the Jam and look at their last single. Their last single was Beat Surrender, and that came out in November of 1982. It was a single that reached #1 in the UK. Well, what was cool about that single is it came as a double pack 7-inch single. And I love buying 7-inch singles from the UK when they did the double packs. And that was a big thing that they did. There was so many groups, the new wave, alternative, synth, whatever type of group you want to name, they put out double pack singles. And that was cool because that didn't happen here in the United States. Well, Beat Surrender was one of those double pack singles. And the first single was the hit Beat Surrender, and then it had a flip side song called Shopping. Well, then it had a free single where the Jam did cover versions of soul songs, and they were moving in that direction. The Jam was moving away from their, they started out kind of punkish, and then they moved a little bit into the mod scene, got a little bit more into jazzy rock, and then, they started sounding a little bit like the Beatles, and then their last album, The Gift, they're getting in a little bit of soul. And it was kind of, the direction Paul Weller was going to go with the Style Council. So the last single, Beat Surrender, had this extra single in it that had 3 soul songs on it. And those soul songs were Stoned Out of My Mind, which is a song by the Shy-Lites, Edwin Starr's War, which they also released a 12-inch single which had an alternate version of War on it. So there's actually the Jam doing the War with 2 different mixes. In fact, I think they're 2 completely different takes the way they sound. But my favorite is their cover of Curtis Mayfield's Move On Up. Just dynamite. They do such a fantastic job on that song. Now, Curtis Mayfield wrote that song and had it on his first solo album that he released in 1970 called Curtis. Now, Move On Up on that album was about 9 minutes long. Well, they released an edited version of that song as a single here in the United States in 1970, but it didn't chart. It went nowhere. While in the UK, it was also released as that edited version and reached #12 on the UK charts. So I think the UK was a little bit more into soul music than we were here in the United States. But this version by Beat Surrender, the first time I heard it by the Jam, it was like, wow, this is phenomenal. Not realizing that the Beat Surrender was going to be the last single released by the Jam. So once I found that out, then I was a little bummed. But this is a great song. So I thought I'd cover this song, but it's going to be a live version from Wembley in 1982. So here's the Jam doing a cover of Curtis Mayfield's Move On Up. Here we go.
This is called Move On Up. Child, don't you care? Your both might understand you by and by. Just move on up. It's your destination. You may find from time to time complications. Hey!
Okay, stop it right here for a minute. Okay, this is hot. This is hot. I've never seen this video before. but I love this song. But this is a hot, hot concert right here. He's got the brass section, and that's what's cool about The Gift and this last single is using a lot of brass, something totally different for the Jam, and it's got kind of almost a jazzy sound to it, more jazzy than you could say soul. And I guess that's where the funk comes in too. It's kind of a jazzy funk sound because Bruce Foxton is playing a really funky bass on this thing. I mean, Bruce Foxton is just a great bass player. I just always really appreciated his bass playing with the Jam, and then onto his solo career as well. Guy's great. The guy's great. But this is good. Then you got Paul Weller. You know, Paul Weller is just such a great artist. The guy can do anything. And he's there, he's playing his guitar, and he's just pumping this song out. And he's got a great voice. I just love Paul Weller. Just one of these fantastic artists that just continues to grow with every record he puts out. The guy's phenomenal. This is great. This is such a good version of this song. And it's a little bit faster. It's a little bit faster. It really kind of moves along quite well.
There's only one kind. Rush out, child. Don't you cry. Yeah,
oh wow! Did you just hear that bass? Oh, that was excellent. Doom 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 doom. Listen to this bass line in here. Right where he starts singing, where Paul Weller's singing, the bass comes in really heavy. Here we go.
But there's only one kind. Rush out, child. Don't you cry. Yeah, both might understand you. We'll keep on wishing. Never your dreams, I always see. We keep on pushing to nothing less. Are you the simple mess? Do not obey. You must have your say. You must pass the test. Move on up. Hey, move on up. Move on up. Just move on up. Move on up. Hey, move on up. Hey.
Oh, that was hot. That was really hot. Oh my! Ooh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. That was excellent. And Bruce Foxton, I love the bass playing in there. He was just funking out on his bass. That was incredible. And the guy is just dynamite. And Paul Weller, oh my gosh! He's just hammering his guitar, and he's just blurting out those lyrics. This was fantastic. This, like I said, the first time I heard this song, when I bought the double single of Beat Surrender, I went, this is great. This is a Curtis Mayfield song. This is excellent. I just love that song. I played over and over and over and over. I just love the Jam's version of Move On Up, and this was excellent. This live version was just perfect. Just perfect. I love the brass section. You had the female vocalists doing backup on here. Rick Buckler hammering the drums. Just dynamite. And then did you see that one guy in the audience? I thought it was Paul Weller in the audience. It was his look-alike. I'm going to see if we can find that guy. Just hold on a second. He was really getting into the song. I think it's right about there. Yep, there he is. There he is. Right there. We'll go back and play it. Right there, right there. I think that must have been Paul Weller's little brother or something. I mean, it looked just like him. He's got the haircut and all that stuff, and he's got his hands on the stage, and he's just pointing up as Paul Weller's singing the song. Dynamite, dynamite video, dynamite song, dynamite performance. This was great. I love the Jam, and so I hope you love the Jam. If you love the Jam doing Move On Up Live, hit that like button. That'd be so cool. If you have any comments about the Jam, the song Move On Up, maybe the last single, The Beat Surrender, put it in the comments below. That'd be really, really cool as well. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. That'd be very, very awesome of you. And then go over here, ring that bell, and get updates to my latest videos. This was hot. Like I said, this was hot. My fingers were just burning as it was going. I loved it. This was awesome. Put a huge, huge smile on my face. I hope it put a huge, huge smile on your face. And peace out, baby.